Ebola, it's not a battle, it's a war.
In 2014, Dr. David Nabarro steered the United Nations response through the largest Ebola outbreak in history.
What we've got to do now is to roll up our sleeves and get all parts of the UN system working together on a confident and comprehensive response.
But the man who came to be known as the Ebola Czar has a history with the UN that goes back nearly 20 years. Since 1999, Nabarro has worked under the UN system fighting malaria, AIDS and tuberculosis.
Quickly after the hurricane, 1 million doses of vaccine were mobilized and more than 700,000 were administered.
He has also led the UN's fight against cholera, avian and human influenza, tackled food insecurity and childhood obesity, and is currently the UN's Special Advisor on the Sustainable Development Goals that cover not just global health crises, but also climate change.
These hungry people will not be able to get the food they need if farming systems are not able to respond to climate change.
In fact, Nabarro has served under 3 separate UN Secretary Generals, Kofi Annan, Ban Ki-moon and Antonio Guterres, and he wants to keep going as the 8th Director General of the WHO.
The WHO is a vital organization for a healthy world, but it needs to transform. I have the drive, the experience and the passion to lead it towards a healthier future.
The question is whether Dr. Nabarro can convince the World Health Assembly that he is the best person to replace Dr. Margaret Chan when she steps down in July. He is up against 2 other candidates, Ethiopia's former Health and Foreign Affairs Minister Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, who has wide support from African nations but is not a physician, and Pakistan's Sania Nishtar, who as a doctor played a key role in re-establishing the country's health ministry, but has limited experience dealing with outbreaks. As for Nabarro, being a European may work against him at an organization that wants more diversity in leadership, especially at a time when the Secretary General himself is a European. Now, the choice comes at a critical time within the organization. The WHO leadership was heavily criticized over its slow response to the Ebola epidemic. And UN experts and observers say the agency will need more than an inspirational figure, but also someone who can steer the organization through internal reforms to better respond to health emergencies, someone who can get different groups to work together, and someone who will call out countries who don't do their part. Liling Tan, CGTN, New York.